Welcome to the Block Exploring Podcast, your first step into the world of crypto and blockchain. The Block Exploring Podcast is your one-stop place to find quick, clear, and unbiased information on everything in the crypto space. Our goal is to help you grow familiar with the crypto space by growing along with us as we go on our crypto journeys. Follow @Block Exploring on Twitter for our newest uploads and our publishing schedule. We, here at Block Exploring, are crypto enthusiasts working hard towards becoming experts. Today's podcast is presented by co-hosts Tommy and Elias. Find us on Twitter under @SabaiSquared and @OtokoCrypto. Right now you can find us on Spotify and YouTube. Before we start the episode, we would like to inform you that we are not financial advisors. Therefore, nothing said in this podcast should be considered financial advice. Always contact your financial advisor before making any investment. With that said, sit back and enjoy today's podcast.
All right. Hey, Block Explorers, how are you doing? This is a bite-sized episode on non-fungible tokens, NFTs. And you've probably heard a lot about NFTs recently. They've been a pretty hot topic in the last half year. I feel like they've been really blowing up. There've been a lot of NFT projects proliferating, a lot of celebrities getting into NFTs, and you might be wondering, what is an NFT? And so we're here to give you a bite-sized, definition and little discussion about non-fungible tokens. And what non-fungible tokens are a unit of data stored on a digital ledger, otherwise known as a blockchain, that certifies a digital asset to be unique, and therefore it's not interchangeable. And non-fungible tokens, as opposed to fungible tokens like other crypto tokens or coins or regular currencies, fungible tokens can be broken down into smaller bits, or like if you want to use traditional fiat currencies as an example, dollars can be broken down into cents, and so a dollar is fungible, for example. But a non-fungible token means that whatever is prescribed to that token and that is verified on the blockchain remains unique and not interchangeable. And NFTs can be represented by anything that can be digitized, essentially. So photos, videos, audio, or just any other digital file can be minted into an NFT and created and be verified as a unique item on the blockchain, which can then, people can own, they can sell. And this has led to a lot of different use cases for NFTs. So we've seen a huge boom in the NFT art space. Like loads of artists are moving into making NFT-based art to sell their works, because you can do many things with NFT art. For example, you can bake in royalties. So for every time that NFT is sold afterwards, you can get like a 10% cut for the rest of, the existence of this NFT's life. It's never going to go away. So as long as, this NFT gets resold, you can, this original artist can reap a benefit from that, which is something that's not the case in traditional art world, for example. And it also, allows for you to be able to, what blockchain allows is for everyone to see what's happening on the blockchain, and there's a transparent, view into transactions and such. So that allows for, in this case of NFTs, for there to really be a history of ownership. And this is really great for provenance. So like in terms of the value of the NFT, understanding where it came from and these kinds of things, that's really important. And we've seen so many projects blow up as NFT projects blow up on the Ethereum flow and Tesla's blockchain, for example, on marketplaces like OpenSea and Rarible. We've seen Top Shot, which is a NFT project that's collaborated with the NBA to make NBA moments essentially into NFTs, which LeBron James Top Shot moment used to go for hundreds of thousands, I believe. And Beeple, who's a NFT artist, well, he's a traditional artist who started making a lot of NFTs. Like he's made multiple of millions from his NFTs, and CryptoPunks, which is also another NFT project, early NFT project. A couple of those sold at Christie's for 16 mil
Ooh.
recently. Yeah, but that's just art, right?
Yeah.
So NFTs can be represented in any digital file. So we've seen different use cases in terms of with gaming. NFTs is going to be a big part of gaming in future in terms of, in gaming when you have like all these skins or you have these different items that you can buy, but it's pretty hard to resell, and like, it's hard to track, the scarcity or how much this is worth to one person, or what's the history of this like one item, and can this item be transferable across games. NFTs like has the power to really apply that and make this like a thing, and we've seen that now with like card games, like on the blockchain where these cards are NFTs, and that they can be shared and sold, and in a way that the person who originally had this card is able to benefit from and really have real ownership of these cards. And we have another project like Zrun, which is like a horse racing game on the blockchain where you own an NFT of a horse, and you're able to, which has different attributes which are verifiable on the blockchain. But then you can use this NFT to race in different races, and you can win reward pools and that. So there's really many applications that I think people are only scratching the surface of at
Yeah.
the moment. But what do you think about NFTs, Elias?
I think it definitely has a lot of potential, the NFT space. I personally don't trade NFTs.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't see them as very liquid. So I would
Right.
I see the use case of NFTs from a
Mm.
very, let's call it, noob perspective.
Yeah.
I see one of the major use cases that you could use NFTs for would be to completely change travel. For instance, I feel like things
Mm-hmm.
like passports, ID cards, they can be made into completely illiquid NFTs that are
Yeah.
bound to a certain wallet or something like that, where you have all your digital information or all your personal information stored in a decentralized manner, where not per se, one government has the authority, but you have the ownership over your own digital identity or something
Yeah.
like that. I think
Totally.
that's a very
Mm-hmm.
powerful application, and also a very good way to add the principle of scarcity and boundness of digital objects to a person.
Mm-hmm.
I think that has a very that's my main interest in NFTs. I think
Mm-hmm.
it puts a lot of power in the hands of the people because it's one of the few things you actually own, compared to like things that are based on borrowing or based on promissory notes.
Right.
NFTs are something in the digital space that you fully own if you own an NFT, and I think that has a lot of potential. I think, on the other hand, that it makes the entire space of music production a lot more equitable for the original artists. I think
Right.
it gives you
Mm-hmm.
much more ownership over your original product. And I've always, as someone who likes rap music, I've always disliked publishing companies because they take over they take over most of the income, and then the artist usually gets the lesser cut for the music that they put their blood, sweat, and tears into.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's a very nice, yeah, development, and I think it has a lot of potential. Perhaps not as much as I see it. Is people are seeing it as a big, you know, opportunity for investments and for for active investing, and kind of as a financial asset. I feel like it has a lot of use asset. It's more of a use good for me. The
Mm-hmm.
perspective I take on NFTs. I think art has always been something that is very hard to measure as an asset, because it's
Right.
interest based, scarcity based. I think NFTs, of course, make a lot of sense there, but I think especially in things like identity and passports, and uh, let's say you buy an airplane ticket and it just integrates it into, I don't know, the ledger, and it says, oh, this one is bound to your passport NFT.
Mm-hmm.
It makes travel so much easier because you just scan your QR code and you've checked in, your passport's been verified. Everything can go in one scan of a QR if you think about it.
Yeah.
Like that's a very big
Like, why
future.
aren't we there yet?
Why
you
aren't
know?
we there yet? Yeah, and you would not have to renew your passport anymore. You wouldn't be
Yeah.
as bound to a government for having an identity.
Yeah.
An identity is something I believe that is truly yours, and
Mhm.
NFTs give you that kind of ownership in theory.
Yeah, and I think this just speaks to the sort of the versatility of NFTs, and we're really seeing. I mean, art is, you know, kind of like a gateway for
Yeah,
people to get into NFTs, but now we're really starting to see people build a lot more in the NFT gaming space. We're seeing a lot of projects coming up, like the Whale DAO is essentially like a vault for NFTs, a community controlled vault of NFTs that has high valued NFTs, which you can then have the whale token, which is then pegged to the value of these NFTs, which is a really interesting idea in terms of ownership and basically investment in art pieces. But there's also projects which now are trying to merge the physical and digital in terms of like making products. Like if you own a NFT, this correlates to a physical product that you might receive, and I think
it's
that's
true.
something like we'll have to like explore a lot more in future.
I
But
definitely agree.
and now there are also projects where you can collateralize your NFT and borrow against your NFT, which is like super interesting and really it makes your NFT a lot more productive.
Yeah,
Essentially, if you're not just because like you said, NFTs can be pretty illiquid, but this is like a manner in which you can engage with NFTs that makes your NFT a much more productive asset. So I think it's a really exciting space that's been blowing up, and I don't think it's gonna go away anytime soon. Like with more mass adoption, like NFTs will just keep building, and the growth will be kind of just the use cases will just explode the more people get into it, and it moves more away from the art centric nature of it at the moment.
yeah, I agree. Yeah.
But that's cool. Like I think we're gonna explore a lot more NFT projects in our new series, right?
Yeah, that's true. We're working on a new series. It's going to be called something. We're not completely sure on the name yet, but
Coming
expect
soon.
something like, yeah, Project Spotlight, something like this, um, where we're going to be discussing, all these new projects in the blockchain space, in the crypto space, in the NFT space that have an interesting perspective, and we're going to be trying to be talking to the people who are. Starting these projects, and we're going to be letting you guys get some early info onto some promising projects or projects that we are personally interested in, so definitely stay tuned for that. Yeah, are you
Sounds good.
excited for that, Tommy?
I am. But Block Explorers, that's it for this episode. We'll catch you guys next time.